All right, well, after that, joining us now is Itamar Biran. He's an Israeli Olympic alpine ski racer. So tell us about the pressure that Israeli athletes face when it comes to competing abroad and specifically at the Olympics. I mean, you've lived this firsthand.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us abroad face a lot of tough times representing Israel. There's a lot of racism that comes with it, and a lot of prejudice and judgment. But I think there's an ideology that stays in the athletes that represent Israel, which I guess we're all very connected to the country and very patriotic and proud to represent them. So for us, I think the majority of us, we just kind of push through the prejudice and just focus on performing instead of all the politics. That's what we're here for. And we just want to make our nation proud.
Right.
So, and ourselves proud. So now, that's kind of what we're focusing on.
Now, at the Olympics opening ceremony on Friday in Tokyo, we saw something very interesting. A touching minute of silence was held to honor the victims of the 1972 Munich massacre. Now, this was the first time in 49 years that the massacre was actually acknowledged at the Olympics because of pressure in the past not to do so by Arab states. So, I want to understand from you what you think the significance is of hearing that moment of silence, not only for Olympic players, but Jews around the world.
I think it's a long time coming. I think that it's something that's very special and something that needs to be remembered for as long as possible. It's something that was not okay, and it should not have happened, not just to Israelis, but in the future, hopefully to anyone, especially an event like the Olympics, which is an event which is meant to bring the world together through sport, not to break them apart. I think it was a very good move by the Olympics, and I think that it brought a lot of Jewish and Israelis together and united them to realize that we do have the support of big governing bodies like the Olympic Committee. And yeah, it was very touching, especially for me as an Israeli athlete, because I didn't receive that welcoming when I went. So I think it's a great start to what is going to be a good future between Israel and the Olympic Committee.
All right, so let's talk about the Olympics right now. Israel's performances so far and the upcoming performances. We have to turn, of course, to Avishag Semberg. She won a bronze medal on the first full day of the Olympics. This is a huge deal. What does this mean for the sport of Taekwondo in Israel? It's the first time we've seen an Israeli Olympic medal in it.
Yeah, I think it's also the first time that they've actually won a round. So to win a medal as well on that same Olympics is huge for the sport. And I don't think very surprising. There's a lot of sports these days that are rising up, especially also alpine skiing. We're getting top 15s in world championships, and same with a lot of other winter sports, which is something that a lot of the world wouldn't really think about. I think it's big for Taekwondo. I think that it will bring a lot of attention to the sport in Israel, and also a bit more funding, which will be very important for the athletes.
Right. Of course. I want to ask you also, just because we're going out to commercial break quickly, tell us what other competitions we should be looking forward to when it comes to Israel and Israeli competitors in the coming days.
We've got the swimming coming up. So we've got a few people who are in the top, in the semi-finals. We've got Gorbenko, who's doing 100 meters backstroke. We've got windsurfing. A few of the judo people have already been through and have also shown a lot of very good results. So there's a lot to come. It's only the start, and hopefully we'll show more medals.